are you running for mayor again in your situation?
Well, I've spent the last 4 years building this city, and when I first started, there were a lot of issues that the community was concerned about. And I've spent years working with the community, creating citizens-led committees that get citizens working with staff instead of us working alone. A city doesn't run itself in isolation. You have to involve the community, you have to invite people in, and that's what I've done for years. I've been working for years on issues of homelessness, so we now have created a 30-unit apartment for homeless people that was just opened up in May. I've been working on trying to get doctors here and create a healthcare center of excellence. Over the last 4 years, this has been a challenge, getting healthcare to this community. I've applied with a large group of other involved colleagues and a task force team to try to get a family health team for Waterloo. We've applied twice to the Ministry of Health and have been just turned down again. So I'm not going to stop on that. My next 4 years, I will get a healthcare center of excellence in Waterloo. I've also worked on issues of community engagement, inclusivity, an age-friendly city. How are we going to make sure that our seniors have enough amenities, that the city itself it's accessible for all. There's a lot of work to be done in that. I've been working with students. I've got a Mayor Student Advisory Council. We've been doing some really good work on getting students involved in the community and doing volunteer work. I've been going to students, young students, and talking to children in grade 5 and from grade 5 to grade 12 about what is their city and what does it mean to be a part of Waterloo. So there are many things that I've done. We've also brought in strong fiscal, we've been very fiscally sound in the last 4 years. We've been able to balance our budgets. We've brought in stable and fiscally responsible tax increases based on a municipal price index model. This year, taxes raised 1.57%. We've been able to build the reserves of our city, and our city is in much better shape now than it was 4 years ago. So I see that people are feeling that their community is important to them, they're feeling engaged, and they're feeling a part of something great, and that's Waterloo. And that's what I've been doing for 4 years, and I plan on doing that for another 4 years. There's so much more I'd like to accomplish, and I already know what I'm going to accomplish. And so that's why I'm going to run, well, that's why I'm running again, and plan to be the mayor for another 4 years.
Why are you running for mayor?
I first ran for council in 2003, really in the wake of the Rim Park fiasco, because of my corporate background, I felt I had the skills to be able to deal with the financial fallout from that. So I became chair of the finance committee, and we did a good job there. We got us out of financial trouble, onto a stable footing. But that really, in myself, it rekindled the passion that I had for the public service. When I was in university, I always wanted to go into politics and into public service, but I was encouraged to follow my father's footsteps in the corporate world, and I did well there for myself. There's no complaints. But to be able to see the amount of people who volunteer their time and their energy to make the community a better community, and anything I can do to help encourage that, to make that thrive, so we can all be the best who we can be, and build a community that we all want, that's something that I get a tremendous amount of passion and joy out of. And my skill set, my background, and being able to help facilitate some of those decision-making processes and be able to encourage that, if I can give that back to the community, that's the drive that's the drive and the passion that really moves me forward in this area.
Why are you running for mayor?
There's a number of things. First off, I hadn't planned on doing it. I actually had been helping a friend of mine, Andrew Johnson, run for mayor in Cambridge, and the first thing I did was I reviewed 10 years of the financial history for the city and got a little upset with some of the things that I found. So then I decided to look at Waterloo's, and then quite frankly it got a little scary. And I have a tremendous amount of experience in senior management from private industry, so this is a way for me to take some of the skills that I've acquired over the years and give something back to the community. This is not something that I had planned on as part of my career. In fact, I thought I might be slowing down a little bit. And I think you're going to see more people like myself in the future, where they've had very successful careers in private industry, and they retire early, but they're not yet ready to give it up. And it's a way for us to give back to the community. We can take our skill sets and bring them back to the community and help to and make improvements with what is going on. And it's a different skill set that you typically see in the political office.
Mm-hmm. And now, why are you running for mayor?
At Laurier, I told you that I formed relationships, and that was my joy. I spent more time with students than I ever spent with my colleagues. Mm-hmm. And I got into a fair amount of flack for that, but I found that my strength was not only in the classroom, but mentoring outside of the classroom. Mm-hmm. But this gave me access, the sense of helping is a great satisfaction. I helped many business students set up their businesses, which they're running right now. But my sense of satisfaction comes from facilitating people, providing them with the avenues in order to develop themselves. And after 20 years, I thought, let me try my life plan was that, let me try for a wider community. Mm-hmm. And the wider community that includes a lot more people who are not as privileged as our students. Mm-hmm. And so this is why I'm meeting poor people of new immigrants, people I normally wouldn't have had the chance to meet. First generation students whose parents never went to university, and yet they're trying to get a tertiary education. So I'm meeting this larger group, and my idea is that you change one part of your world. So I try to change aspects of Laurier. Then now there is a potential platform of expanding that world just a bit.